Which foods are surprisingly healthy? We all know orange juice and such is pretty unhealthy, but what food is healthier than you would think? Salsa. I always forget how heathy salsa is. It just tastes too good to be true. Mushrooms. Most people know they are healthy, but a lot of people don't know that they literally make the entire planet flourish. They are linked to every part of green on our planet. And if they can do that, then I'm eating them almost every day. Who the hell thinks avocados are unhealthy? Baked beans. I know the UK get laughed at for them, but they're really good for you. As a diabetic, I can confirm that beans are really good for breakfast. They have so much fiber that the carbs release slowly, unlike things like cold cereal and sweet rolls that send your blood sugar way up and then it comes crashing down, assuming you make insulin. I just end up taking a ton of insulin. I can't do British or American baked beans though, because the sauce they cook in is too sweet. American ones are worse. Mexican refried beans, particularly the reduced kind, are great though, especially with some salsa. White baked potatoes with their skin on. People think sweet potatoes are so much healthier, but they are actually surprisingly similar nutritionally. Gram for gram, baked potato has slightly less calories, slightly less carbs, slightly less fat, way less sugar, however also less fiber, slightly more protein, more potassium, more iron, more magnesium, more phosphorus, more zinc, less sodium, but less calcium, and also a bit less vitamins. White potatoes with skin wins on the macros and minerals, whereas sweet potatoes wins on the vitamin content. Probably best to eat both in your diet, but I'm sticking to my good old-fashioned baked potato as it tastes way better in my opinion. Homemade chili. It can be made unhealthy, but basic chili is just meat, veggies, spices, and beans. Fruit. Don't let anyone ever tell you it's bad for you. Those sugars are crucial for the human body. Following in hopes, someone says chocolate cake. We all know orange juice. I would argue that comparatively few people realize just how unhealthy a glass of orange juice is. Edit, as evidenced by the responses to this comment. Surprisingly healthy. My vote is on frozen veggies, or anything frozen for that matter. Most people think that frozen veggies and fruits, seafood, are not fresh. They are probably more fresh than the ones in the produce section. Potatoes, any kind. They're highly nutrient dense. I heard somewhere, honestly probably a Tumblr post back in the day, that potatoes, butter, and salt give you pretty much everything you need in a diet, hence why the famine was so devastating. Popcorn, air popped, no butter, no salt. No butter, no salt, no thanks. Dark chocolate. Dark chocolate contains phytonutrients called flavonoids, which are plant chemicals that act as antioxidants and may play a role in cancer prevention and heart health, according to research published in 2016 in the Journal of Nutritional Science. The cacao plant that chocolate is derived from also contains a compound called theobromine, which Toby Amador, RD, a cookbook author and nutrition expert for Food Network, says may help reduce inflammation and potentially lower blood pressure. Ethnic dishes. Places like the US treat especially Chinese and Indian dishes like they're automatically unhealthy based on the westernized restaurant dishes. Most of the dishes you would make at home are really flavorful and nutritious. You can pack loads of vegetables into Chinese and noodle soups and curries. Regular old white potatoes. They are one of the highest ranked. Satiety to calorie, ranked foods out there, and are a more nutritious starch option than the likes of pasta and rice. They do have a higher glycemic index than sweet potatoes, but less sugar. Unless you're a diabetic, GEL is mostly irrelevant. Berries. Compared to other fruit, by volume, berries are high fiber, low sugar, and have fewer calories. They're just too damn expensive. Any eggs but pasture-raised eggs especially. They're expensive, but I eat a lot of them. And after I switched to the expensive eggs, my hair, skin, and nails went crazy. I just got a complete metabolic and lipid panel, and every level is perfect. My good cholesterol is a tiny bit high. I am 100% on team expensive eggs. When eggs went from being less than $1 a carton where I lived to like $3-4, we switched to pasture-raised because it was $5.56, and that price difference turned out to be worth it to us. Sushi is high protein, low calories per roll. Not the deep-fried fake kind, but the real McCoy. Bonus if you use soy sauce and ginger. Those are both decent probiotics and help digestion. Steak. Beef is so rich in protein, minerals, and micronutrients. You can't get that from meat alternatives. I was vegetarian for 22 years, and the first time I tried steak, I felt like Popeye after he eats spinach. Emoji, face with tears of joy. It's interesting, bananas were very healthy. However, my kidney doctor took me off bananas because of the high potassium content. What I'm saying is, what's healthy for one person may be detrimental to another person's health. It makes me LOL when so many people think something is healthier than something else, BC what it's called. One of my best friends was shocked when I showed her the tiny amount of chicken salad from a boutique she loves. Has over 100% of the saturated fat she needs, and she was blasting someone eating chicken nuggets. Iceberg lettuce has more vitamins than we previously thought. White rice refrigerated and reheated the next day. Reheating rice causes a significantly lower blood sugar spike than fresh rice, and actually has fewer carbs. White rice with some roasted seaweed snacks is chef's kiss. Coffee. In moderation, with not too much sugar doll cream, and make sure you're hydrated first as it's a diuretic. Oh yes, I should have clarified, but definitely meant black coffee. Pure. Homemade burgers. The burgers in restaurants have many unhealthy things to make it taste better. In homemade burgers, you know what do you put in it? Just an original burger. I knew dill pickles weren't exactly unhealthy, but I was surprised to see they are even labeled as 0 calorie on their nutrition label. An excellent snack if I do say so myself. Water. For those who didn't know, yes, water. That boring, tasteless, colorless, odorless liquid is incredibly good for you. Avocado, nuts, salmon, olives, canned fatty fishes, herring, sardines. Eating these will increase your good cholesterol. Added bonus that canned sardines have edible bones, which are high in calcium. If you're leery, all these taste great on salads to get you started. Also, canned fish, when combined with beans or legumes especially, are great on pastas, pizzas, and salads. Peanut butter, at least the good ones. I imagine some are full of salt, sugar, and palm oil. Sardines canned in water. With anything canned, you have to watch out for sodium, but other than that, they're healthy as fuck. If you can find fresh ones, obviously that'd be ideal, but they're hard to find in some areas. Basil seeds has way more nutrients and fiber compared to chia. If you are constipated, putting some in a glass of water, letting them swell, and drinking it can do wonders. I tend to put in some orange juice in there to help get it down. The immense out of fiber will definitely balance the butt of sugar in it. Wait, why is orange juice unhealthy, or just the packed with artificial sugar kind? Some people consider natural orange juice unhealthy, also because of so much natural sugar in oranges. Which is why we used to drink one of those dinky juice glasses of it at breakfast, not a huge 20 Oz glass. Dark chocolate with a high percentage of cacao. It's rich in magnesium, copper, iron, and manganese, and relatively low in sugar. Frozen fruits and veggies over fresh ones from the produce depot. Frozen produce is picked and packaged when ripe and ready for harvest. They retain their nutrients this way. Fresh produce from grocery stores are picked before they are ripe so they get to us just right. But along the way they lose some nutrients during the transporting process. Peas. Like, yeah, we all know they're good for you, but they are packed with protein and a bunch of nutrients to help maintain a balanced diet. I also just really love peas lol. Orange juice isn't unhealthy unless you drink too much. It's a fantastic source of vitamin C. Fresh squeezed. A cheeseburger can be healthy. Use beef and cheese with less fat. Then add tomato, lettuce, onion, etc. You can also replace the beef with a portobello mushroom to make it even more healthy and meatless, while still tasting like a cheeseburger. Collard greens are good for you, and they are much easier to use as a wrap than lettuce. I was surprised when using my chronometer how many nutrients are contained in pasta. I've been conditioned for years to think that pasta is evil, and I ate some a few weeks ago thinking I just needed a fast treat to indulge in. I noticed a significant uptick in a lot of vitamins and minerals, and protein, and when I looked to see what caused it, it was the noodles I had that day. Spices. Tons of antioxidants and vitamins in small pinches of marjoram, oregano, turmeric, cloves, etc. I feel like tacos, burritos, sandwiches, wraps, burgers, and even pizza and pasta are all pretty healthy or average when made at home, and when you have a solid enough understanding of nutrition and portion sizes. Not overdoing the condiments, choosing leaner meats, not using excessive oil or cheese, loading up on veggies, adding protein, etc. All of these are basically bread, meat, veggies, cheese. Eating a lot of fruit. A lot of people think eating too much fruit equals too much sugar, without taking into account the fiber and micronutrients. I'm not a doctor, but I think as long as you don't have a medical need to not eat too much sugar, then eat all you want.
Thank you for watching. In the comments, tell us about the worst pain you've ever felt, and don't forget to check out our other videos.
See you next time.